makes you smile.
Yeah.
You know, just this pure joy that kind of comes out in the music. It's amazing. So, really, really good. Very good. Good articulation. Really clean. Very good mood and characters. Some contrast. One of the things I really liked were your places that you had that you crescendo. You always would start off, you bring it back a little bit softer, which made that crescendo just so much more effective. It was really good, very good. One thing I wanted just to mention as an overall thought is the balance between the hands. Okay, so always be listening for that. There are times where I felt like the left hand maybe needed to be a little bit softer, or really maybe the right hand needed to be a little bit louder, just so we could really sing out. Okay, let's just start here right at the beginning, and maybe just think a little bit more right hand and a little bit less left. Right hand here. Yeah, that top note, really bring that out as we get into a bigger texture. Okay, really good. So think about that just in general all the way through. And again, as I mentioned last thing, that it changes with every piano, so you really have to listen. Very good. Okay, I really like the way that all of a sudden it's different here, right? And you really, what are you thinking in terms of how does it compare to this? Anything specific or just different?
I guess it's the word that comes to mind is more rolling.
Okay.
You know, this is more chipper and that's more rolling.
Yeah, okay, all right, good. Yeah, it's still happy, it's still major, but it has a different feel to it. Can we maybe just start right here at the end of this, because I want you to hear again that good contrast there. That's a good crescendo. Maybe that's the whole rolling idea, right? It just kind of moves forward and back. Okay, when we go into this, we're back into the chipper mood. And again, I'd like to hear a little bit more right hand. I know that it's soft, but just think a little bit more right hand. Just try just a section of that. Do that again, maybe from the beginning, just a little more right, a little more aggressive. To me, it still sounds soft because the left hand is really soft. Okay, so overall, we're going to get a good soft feel. Okay. Right here. Just a suggestion, you're actually doing these pretty well, but if you want to, you can take the lower note here with the left hand so that you don't have to play the ornament in the top while you're playing the bottom note. Do you want to try that? It might not be hard to do that on the fly here, but so you know you can play around with the fingerings. You could maybe choose an exact fingering that you want. If you have another note in the hand, it kind of limits. So, again, you're doing them really well. So I don't want to say that you need to totally abandon that. But if maybe if you speed it up a little bit in the future and you're having a little bit of trouble keeping those really clean, by all means, just use the left hand and pick at the bottom notes. Okay. Oh, I did want to mention here. One of these surprises here towards the end of this B flat chord. It just kind of comes out of nowhere, right? So you're doing a good job of getting softer here. If we can maybe just make more of that, maybe even by just taking a split second of time before that happens. Could you start here? Forte, mezzo forte, and then just a little hesitation before you get to B flat. Yeah, because it kind of sets us up. Oh, what's happening here? And then after you finish that B flat, whatever, and then you wait because there's a big breath. So make it We just had this B flat chord. Came out of nowhere, right? So what's going to happen next, right? So yeah, make your audience kind of sit on the edge of their seat. Okay? Start here again and go through that section. Oh yeah, and you need to come off that. Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, and then just kind of freeze there. Start right on the B flat chord this time. Yeah, that's good. That kind of builds that suspense there. And we're running pretty close on time. But let me just mention one other place that as I was listening to this kind of struck me as a surprise. That I think your audience will also be surprised when it comes to that. And that's here at the end of the development. Because here's where the beginning comes back, right? And we've gone through these chords here. We have this trill. And I sure don't expect us to go to that B flat, that B7 chord there, right? So that's kind of a surprise. It's kind of like you're playing a little joke, which Haydn loves to do. So make sure that we hear these notes that lead into that. Can you start here with maybe that C major chord? Okay, really good. Again, very good. Listen for the balance overall. And it varies with the room, with the piano, so always be listening. And don't be afraid of bringing out that top voice. These surprises. Understand, after you've practiced it a while, they're not surprises to you anymore, right? But they need to be to the audience, always. Okay, so just really make a bigger deal out of those. And then that trill thing, if you wanted to mess around with the fingerings on that, you could. Okay.